number one way that I cook my chicken because it's easy, it doesn't add extra calories to your chicken, and it's done fairly quick, and it is never dry when I make it this way. Because you know sometimes chicken can be rubbery or you just have a hard time chewing it because it's dry when you cook it a certain way. This way that doesn't happen. So here I have 2 chicken breasts. These are from Costco. I do like them because they are individually wrapped. And so I'm just gonna open both of them up. And normally I only have to cook 2 chicken breasts, depending on what I'm making, obviously. But when it comes to lunches, I normally have extra from the 2 chicken breasts because these 2 chicken breasts it's a lot. So what I've done is I've cut my chicken breast in half, like so, this way, so it's not as thick. And what that's gonna allow it to do is just cook a whole lot better, as opposed to it being super done on the outside, the inside is still pink. And so this is gonna cook it faster and more thorough all the way through. And this is going to allow you to have the juiciest chicken without overcooking it. So I'm going to sprinkle on some taco seasoning. Depending on how you're making your chicken, like what flavor you're looking for, obviously determines what kind of seasoning you want to use. Because we're going with taco or chicken tacos with this chicken breast, I'm going to use the taco seasoning. Actually, I'm going to wait to sprinkle on this with in the pan. And so I first want to make sure that I spray my pan with some cooking spray. And so whether you are cooking on your stovetop or with an electric griddle, you want to have your settings set to low. And you are going to put your chicken in there, and then you will season it. You don't have to add any extra oil, you don't have to add any extra water, just your chicken breast, the sprayed pan, and your seasoning. And so once you have your seasoning on there, I do like seasoning both sides. Both sides you want to season it. And then from here, all you want to do is put a lid over the top of it, and you're just gonna let it sit on low. Obviously, different stoves are gonna have different settings. Low is gonna mean something different for me as it would for you. And so if we have, if I'm cooking on my gas stove, low for me would be a 3 or 4, where in here I have it set to just before the 250 degrees. So you might have to play around with your tools and stove to see what would work best for you, but it's always gonna be low heat to make sure that we're slow cooking it, not going to be frying it up too fast. And so I'll let this sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll flip it, and then usually about another 5-10 minutes, and then it's done. Notice how there is juice in here, and it is strictly from just the chicken. So I just flipped it, and I'm just gonna let it sit for another 5 minutes. Okay, so once the chicken is done, has been in here for about 15 minutes, I go ahead and I either cut it, depending on what I'm gonna put it in, or I use my absolute favorite kitchen tool, the Pampered Chef salad chopper. Obviously, not just for salads. So when you take your chicken and you can use this and shred it, it saves so much time, and I'm all about saving time, especially in the kitchen. And so you're just going to chop it up. It does have plastic, hard plastic on the edges, and so chopping it in the pan like this, it's like a scoop. You're really not going to scratch your pan, if that's something you would be afraid of. Or if you didn't want it to even touch your pan, you could then put it into another container and chop it up there. But I like chopping it up in here because there's still that chicken juice that it can soak up, because it's all coming from the chicken. It's not extra calories. It's just gonna help it be less dry. So chopping this up, it's taken not a lot of time here. It does help. Sometimes the chicken gets stuck within the teeth here. It does help to have another utensil to get that out of there. So once your chicken is all shredded, it is then done. So you can either food prep or put this in the refrigerator for later. You can put this right into the lunch boxes. You can put it right into the meal that you're using or you needed your chicken for. And it only took about 15 minutes. And I'll show you what we have here. As you can see, it's chopped up, it's ready to eat, and it's perfect for putting into salads, casseroles, whatever you need your chicken for. In this case, we're putting it in our lunch box this time.